And welcome back. The South Bronx Early College Academy Charter School is dedicated to providing a rigorous and comprehensive liberal arts education to students in the South Bronx. Navigating the high school admissions process, well, it can be a daunting task. And for middle schoolers and their families, needing assistance and getting assistance is crucial. Recognizing this, the SBECA begins offering support during the summer. And joining us now is the South Bronx Early College Academy's Vice Principal, Takia Robinson, and then we've got Data Coordinator Instructional Coach, I should say, Tyree Alexander. That's a lot for a title right there, man. It's good. But thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
It really is. We talk a little bit about this. I'll do ladies first, right? You know, that college process is always daunting.
Right.
And I think that when you get into school, the first thing you're worried about is graduating, and then you got in the back of the mind, really, how am I going to navigate college? But, you know, your institution does a great job of really doing both, preparing people for where they are and then also where they're headed.
Right. We are a 6 to 8 middle school, and our title is the South Bronx Early College Academy. So we are thinking about beyond just middle school, and it's a difficult time for our students, but really getting our students equipped to advocate for themselves and get to know their strengths, their weaknesses, their likes and dislikes when choosing the high school and then eventually choosing a college in a few years, or a career path or anything else. We like to think about it as the beyond.
Right.
So yeah, we tried to curate an experience to help students and families pick what's best for them.
Yeah. For yourself, obviously working with students, that's the job, right? Really helping them really be in that place. Talk to me about how you guys offer like this early support for admissions and the things that are going on.
Yeah, the support actually begins before they even start with us on the first day.
Okay.
So we have a summer camp where we invite all prospective students and we expose them to a variety of electives. And the point of that is to see what their interests are, what they gravitate towards, what they dislike, and help them discover their own interest in passions. And we continue to do that throughout their matriculation in our school. They continue to take electives, they continue to get individualized support, and all that time we're collecting data on that student and we're building a student profile.
So I tell people I'm out of the game, right? Because, you know, my son is 25. But talk to me a little bit about what the process is like, the admissions process is like, and how things actually changed and what people really need to know.
Yeah, the admissions process is like notoriously difficult in New York City.
Yeah.
It is a lot of information for families to take in at once, and there are lots of guidelines for them to follow, and it can be super overwhelming. A lot of times families might just feel like they have to resort to the local high school, and that might not be the best fit for their child. Although there are a lot of great local options, there might be a high school that's significantly a better fit a little bit further away.
Right.
It might be a train ride away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can make all the difference in the world, right?
Exactly.
So having the options there are really critical. Talk to me about summer programs, because obviously there's some summer programs that you have in place right now.
Right. So again, we invite prospective families, so rising 6th graders, to join us over the summer. Again, with those electives. Right now, they're playing pickleball. And I watched the tournament yesterday, and it was amazing.
Really?
But again, we have students in for a summer program. We get to know the 5th graders. That will be our 6th graders, and we also get our 8th graders who are about to be 9th graders in some of these amazing high schools in New York City. We give them another chance to, one, make sure that the high school that they chose was the best fit, but also give them some working experience. So some of them are our junior counselors.
Right. How critical is it, from your perspective, the summer preparation?
Super critical. You can have these conversations with families in the summer without the pressure of schoolwork and without the pressure of like academic timelines. So we invite all 7th grade families or rising 8th grade families to have one-on-one meetings with our counselors over the summer. And during that time, we have conversations with the families about like, what are your must-haves when it comes to a high school? Meaning like every high school we look at must have these things, and then what are your nice-to-haves? Like things that would be really nice for your student to have when they enter into their high school. And every family gets that one-on-one meeting.
Common mistakes people make.
Common mistakes people make. Choosing the local option.
Right.
Sometimes, again, is not the best fit for that student. But because of safety, some families are like, I know that my student is 10 minutes walking distance away. But that student might be very passionate about art, and that high school is 30 minutes on the train. I think the reason, again, that we bring our families in over the summer is so our counselors and our school administration could get families to feel comfortable with giving students the full access to New York City. There are so many high schools to choose from. we don't want them to be limited just because of lack of knowledge in some cases.
Yeah. And when we talk about that admissions process, I know that's just, that's your specialty. What are we seeing parents and families missing out on when it comes to the admissions process?
Yeah, access to the information around the dates, the guidelines, and the expectations. I think the biggest thing that families struggle with is understanding all the admissions criteria for different types of schools and the importance of ranking your schools in a specific order, in your order of preference. So oftentimes, families sometimes are under the impression that it works like college, where you'll get acceptances from multiple schools and you get to choose, and it does not work that way. The applications are sent out in the order in which you apply to them. So if you get into your second school, you will not hear from the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth school on your list. So whittling down all your options to your top 12 and then making sure that you are strategically ranking them and you're choosing schools that are not only a good fit for you, but you are also a good fit for that school community.
You're going to have to choose which one's going to do this one right here, right? But I want you to speak to parents out there, right, or family members, because we know that this process is, laborious. I don't know. And sometimes people feel ignorant, right? And they don't want to ask the right questions. So I want you to speak to me as if I were a parent. What would you tell me? Whoever, I threw it out there. Who was going to do it?
Maybe it's a tag team.
Right. Maybe it's a tag team. But talk to me as though I'm a novice, and I want to know that I'm not stupid in this, because sometimes I don't ask the right question because I feel like I don't want to look stupid.
I think the conversation begins with your child.
Yeah.
Like while your child is now 13 or 14, the reality is that you're making a decision that's going to impact them well into their 17 or 18. So start having a conversation with your child about what they hope to get out of high school, what they're interested in, and then begin asking questions about what schools can offer that.
Right. Do you want me to repeat it? The other thing is, again, I want to reiterate the idea of understanding your child's strengths, weaknesses, likes, and dislikes, and then literally deciding which school will cater to that, and that would be the best fit for them.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question about after COVID, right? A lot of students were behind Zoom, behind the computer, and and their families out there are saying that the learning curve has changed, right? Some on a downward spiral because there was no in-person class. For you who are in the classroom and seeing students come across, what's it been like since COVID? Are you noticing a lapse and need to make up, or are students really where they need to be?
I think there was an adjustment period. I don't want to say that there was a lapse. I think that Zoom and the internet provided an opportunity and is a tool and resource that we need to capitalize on still today. So it was an adjustment period for families, for students, and even educators. And I think that at this point we've decided, or we're still working on how we could utilize that online platform in our day-to-day today.
Yeah.
So one thing that we've used to our advantage is that all families can't come into the building for that additional high school application support, but we can resort to using Zoom, Google Meet, or even a FaceTime call. So we try to make sure that we have every avenue to get families in, whether it be physically or through a screen.
Yeah, let me follow up with this then. Families with technology. We knew that was huge things too, right? A lot of families didn't have the computer, the iPad, the Wi-Fi access, things like that. Some parents are just struggling to pay rent, much less be able to afford Wi-Fi. Are you finding that those challenges still exist amongst the students that you're dealing with when it comes to access to the digital and the digital divide?
Those challenges definitely exist, and we address them by providing laptops not only in the school, but students also have laptops that they can take home and keep once they graduate. So we try and address that from the moment they enter our school building.
We also provide them with additional resources to get that internet access if they need it through outside organizations.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times when I'm talking on this platform here, hearing some of the struggles from educators is, hey, students have the access because we give them, but if you take it back home, there's a lack of, and sometimes family members are using the student's computer just to be able to, just to be able to survive. And as we say on the block, the struggle is real.
Yeah,
but we just don't. But we just don't always acknowledge that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's again understanding and getting to know the family and the student and their needs, and then providing them with the necessary resources and guidelines to actually, still remain a part of, the family, the team.
Right. So Takia, I'll ask you this: as we're in August, it's almost time for school to start. I know, right? You're right. It's right around the corner. What's it like for you, and what do you want parents and students to know?
Oh, we're ready. We're excited. The school year is actually around the corner. So rest up and let's get ready.
We have seats available. If you want to come and join our family, go ahead and visit us at specacs.org and come and join the Speca family.
You're so cool. You're like, we're ready. We're available. No, it's summer. I need a break. I need a few days. I mean, come see me in a few weeks.
Yeah, around the corner.
Around the corner, right? Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Continue up the great work, and certainly come on back and see us, and hopefully we can get people navigated through the process. But great work, y'all.
All right, thank you
We
so
will.
much.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
All right.
We got Takia and Tyree. Listen, if you want more information, visit the website at sbecacs.org, and you can find out all the information you need to know there. We encourage you, please don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Open coming up right after this.